Alrighty. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Gotta send Robin the link. Let's send Robin the link. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Alrighty. So they finally did this conversation, I guess you could call it. That's what it looked like to me, more like a conversation of two who disagree on pretty much everything. Markets don't seem to be bothered by it at all, so that's good. Let's put something. Let me just send this over to Robin so he can find the link. There we are. So, let's put up right there. There's the stock market. You can see. Let's do. There we are. So you can see here is where they closed it last night. Up at 500. Oh, they just knocked it down. Oh, numbers just came out. Just realized that. We got the August core CPI year over year, 3.2 actual versus 3.2 estimated. So that, let's just show you on a very tight chart. Where is it at? Right. Let's put this back. Oh, and you can't see that. You're looking at the dollar index at the moment. Let's put that up on the screen. They had the market back up to, until the news came out, back up. Let's do this to show you what I just showed you right here. This is where what closed last night, right around in here. That's it right there. They had it back to there just a few minutes ago, a few seconds ago now. It's a couple of minutes ago now. And then let's take a look at right here, the intraday. It looks like they'll try to bang it back up a little bit. Maybe that's what they did is, I guess let's put the volume up. More than likely, that will make them feel like they're not going to do a half a point, maybe, because I think the market wants a half a point. At least I'm not sure. What makes no sense is that the market wants a quarter point, but for some reason the media keeps on telling us they want a half a point. All the bad economists want a half a point. All the good economists say, yeah, throw a quarter at it. What the hell? It won't mean much. So you can see right there, the news came out. We were at almost right exactly where we settled last night. And then they just knocked it right down. And that is in 3 seconds right there. We went from basically 5,500 down to 5,475. So it dropped almost 25 points in 3 seconds. The algorithms. So let's see. They're showing all kinds of. I'm listening to it now to hear exactly what the numbers look like. Okay. They're talking about the shelter component. In other words, homes. So the debate itself didn't seem to have much of an effect on the markets. Now the bigger question is how long it will take for them to lift up and calm down. But the idea of it's only a quarter point move, I imagine. So that's as you can see the action there. You know, it's bouncing. It came off this low. Let's see if they go and take out this low here. We are in the sell right there. So let's see if they turn this around. It's kind of slow, not a lot of action really. It all came here. This is the first 3 seconds. Yeah, not 3 minutes. The first 3 seconds. The algorithms, then it kicked back up almost right back to it. And then, it drifted and made a new low of the day. And now it's making higher highs. Let's see if they take out these highs and start to climb back up to the 90 area. We'll watch and see. Let's go back to, I'll have it up on another screen. I'll be watching it. But it's not anything important, especially with the discussion last night. It was really a discussion more than a debate, and that's okay with me. Mr. Trump was talking to about 20% of the population. He was trying to get information out to them that the mainstream media won't, and so it's a little confusing for some people, but for us political hacks who know better, he was talking to a whole different community. He was talking to people that have no idea that the vice president has flip-flopped. They probably don't even notice she was the worst, up until a month and a half ago, considered the worst vice president in the polls in history. Now that they're rehabilitating her. The media is singing her song, how wonderful she is, woman of color. Doesn't matter of fact, I saw on CNN where they said, why do they need to know her policies? I have contracts for you to sign if you don't really care about policies. That's what I say. They want, I guess, the Marxist socialist people we have in the country here are very much into emotion than they are into facts and figures. And the stock market keeps on trying to lift back up again. Let's just show you that. Right there. You see it climbed into the buy there, and it's zigging and zagging its way. Before you know it, it'll be back up there probably. And let's go back to the main screen again. So, we'll see. It'll get us back up to that where we left off last night, right there. Meaning, it was not much of there was no debate. People didn't change their minds. The polls are showing that this morning. They just think that she did well, that's all. And, I said, he's not going to destroy her like Joe Biden, because Joe Biden is really off the rails, when it comes to intellect and ability. So they spent 6, 7 days, something like that, locked away, where she just practiced over and over again, body expressions and answers over and over and over again. And so she came out looking like her. That's pretty much about it. All right, let's go back to the dollar index. There it is right there. Down a little bit, meaning I guess interest rates could go up. Or let's put it this way, interest rates will be more firm than they were expecting. That's what it really means right there. Nothing more than that, which is no surprise here. Let's see what the bonds look like. Here's a 30-year bond. They popped it right at the beginning. Look at that. Zoom. So they had that feeling like the interest rates were going to drop even. Remember, this is the price of the bond. So as it's rising, interest rates have been dropping. Joe Biden is at the memorial. That's good. Didn't know he'd show up after being at the beach, Interesting. We are, let me see if I can show you what's going on here. Today's the 23rd anniversary of, let's see if we can find it here, of 9/11. And so we're doing a lot of different things here. Let's see, there it is. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. We'll just show you why the markets are acting the way they are. Let's see. Let's minimize this for a second. Go over here. And we'll put the picture up there to make you understand what we're looking at right now. There we are. Let's move the picture over to that. There it is. And you see that right there. In 5 minutes, they'll be mourning, sad about the North Tower dropping. At 9:03, the South Tower gets struck. In this case here, it's the first struck, 8:46. I'm almost standing in the same spot when I heard it. 9:03. Then you see 9:37, the Pentagon building, and then you can see the South Tower collapses. Flight 1007 crashes in PA. North Tower collapses at 10:28. You can see all those. So that's where we're at today. It's a very solemn day in America. Even Joe Biden showed up, left the beach. Pretty good, huh? I mean, it takes something Herculean to get him to move from the beach. But anyway, there is the dollar index. You can see it's moving down a little bit. It's got a little red dot going on there at the moment. All right, now let's get let's see where we at. We're on this page. Let's go back to the other page. Oh, where's the chat line? I just realized I'm not seeing the chat line. There's the chat line. Hey, Robin. Okay. Nobody said anything on the chat line so far. All right, right there. Now let's drift back over to the currencies. There it is. Okay. There it is right there. You can see the euro. Euro is moving down a little bit. Means it's actually losing against the dollar, which is odd. Let me see what they're saying on other places. But I remember I chose not to read. I should have read it. What the anticipation is. Okay. The debate will backfire horribly for both Kamala and ABC. How about that? The channel. All right. So let's see. I did see something. What the anticipation was. Let me see. CPI tiebreaker between 25 bips and 50 bips. Tomorrow's CPI print will determine the Fed cuts 25 or 50 bips 1 week from today. Interesting. Okay. There we go. Let's see if I can find something. With the Fed's attention now falling squarely on the jobs part of the central bank's mandate, Wednesday's CPI print of secondary importance, especially since the Fed's mind is now clearly made up about at least a quarter-point rate cut. Yet any notable outlier print of the July CPI, especially core, will surely raise the eyebrows, as ultimately lower steady inflation will allow the Fed to get back into a neutral more quickly over time. So I guess we have to look at the core rate. Let's see what the core rate was, if there was any shift to core rate. Okay. They're doing, I guess they're getting ready to do, they're doing the first tower, 846. Let's see. Let me see if I can find what the core rate was. There we are. Let's see if we can get the core. We got a lot more ceremonial stuff going on than we do the interest rate. So I'm just hunting to see if I can take the data apart. Let's see, futures dollar slide after president debate as CPI looms. It had nothing to do with the presidential debate. It's CPI. The futures contract is basically unchanged before the CPI. Matter of fact, where is it at now? And now it's 84. You can see it's still climbing up. Going to keep on pushing up. And just keep on pushing, and more than likely we'll find ourselves right back where we were before the debate and a whole bit again. Let's see, didn't say last night's debate. Let's see, I'm trying to find the core rate. If any CPI preview, no, I want to see the core rate. What was the CPI? That's why I missed J4X more than anything else. Oh, you know where I can go? Let's go to Dukascopy calendar. I can get that. Dukascopy economic calendar. There we go. And this week, tomorrow, today. Let's do today. Let's put this up on the screen for you. See if we can see what the core rate was. Let's see. Consumer price index, consumer index core. Let's see what the core says. Looks. Let's see. Is that saying? It's not really saying it. Let's go back to that again. Trading and online economic data by them. Let's see. The core rate right there. Let's see, core rate right there. So they were saying previous was 318,000. What was today? They're saying impact is low, but this is what they're going to use. Consumer price index year over year 2.5 actual. Forecast was 2.6. Okay, so that's pretty good. Consumer price index 3.2, 3.2. We're looking at consumer price index 314,796 versus a forecast of 314,98, down a little bit each. So if we can trust those numbers, which got no choice, it's the only numbers we can follow, really. So that's where we're at. Okay, and so when we go back to, you can see, oh, here, let's just show you. There it is right there. You can see we're getting right back up there again. So obviously the debate didn't have anything to do with the markets. Let's check out. See, we're not getting any data about the core. Core inflation comes in hotter than expected. Okay, here we go. Collapse. This is good. There we go. We finally got it. So following last month's modest miss in CPI, which sparked speculation about a 50-bit cut, which was then boosted by the jobs report miss and the huge downward revision, moments ago, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, reported that as only a handful of Wall Street strategists warned, CPI actually came in hotter than expected at the core level, rising 0.3 month over month versus expectations of, that's why they thought interest rates will not go up a half, I guess. Rising to 0.3% month over month versus expectations of a 0.2 print, with all remaining metrics coming in line to it. CPI, blah 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 blah. Okay, so as visual here is the headline, where the annual CPI increased, dropped to just 2.5 from 2.9, the lowest since February of 21. The core, I guess, curved a little bit there. That's what it is. So they consider that hotter. So there is the 51st straight month of MOM increases in core CPI, a new record high. Okay, that's the one supposedly. Let me just put that up there for you to see. And look at that. That's what that is. So that's why the euro is going down against the dollar, because they see interest rates staying higher in the United States. So that means they're not going to cut a half, they'll probably cut a quarter. If it had been lower, they were going to cut a quarter, as far as I can tell. Under the hood, used car prices fell 1/10 last month. It's a 2.3 drop, while airline fares jumped 3.9. Let's see. So that's it right there. Core CPI month over month. That's definitely turning up. That's, they're concerned about that. Even year over year. And so there's the dollar index. You can see that's was moving down. Let's see what it's doing now. That's right. We looked at the 30-year bond. Yeah. There you go. You can see there the dollar index is popping up. So they're thinking, okay, interest rates are going to be higher in the States, not lower. All right, there we go. So, all right. So from there, let's go back over to the other screen. You can see there how that dollar index is moving back up again. There we are. Yep, there it is right there. All right, now let's go back over to the currency. There you are. You see it's moving back down again. See, it was made a new high for the day, and now it's down ever since the core came out. And at the same time, you can see on the stock market, where is it at? That's the dollar index. Let's go to there. You see it's moving back up to where it left off this morning before the CPI, back up to back right where it was at before the what do you call that, the debate last night, that type of thing. There we are. All right. So there is our answer, not just your answer, but our answer. All right. We're 8 minutes away from the South Tower from getting struck. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at. Oh, look at this. Who said it? Oh, Doc said it. It'll be right back up there. We're gonna climb up there again. All right. Let's get over to the next currency, unless someone would like to see something. And right there is, let's see how the cable's looking. I think the cable will be more flat, but they're both 3 days in a sell at this point. And in weekly buys, both standing in the weekly buy. You see it right there, same thing. Turn down. We've seen the fast breakdown. A little pressure, but nothing meaningful. Economics, earnings, that's the big thing. Making money, that's the key right there. And that's why we do this webinar. It's easy to show you that our math helps you do that. All right, now from there, we'll take a look at the inflation fighter. Swiss, you can see that. They were anticipating a better number out of the core, and obviously it's hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. That's what it is. Hot, 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 hot. The yen, there's the yen. At minus 0.02. Just hanging underneath, but it's come off that low there. Just hanging on that low. From there, we'll drift over to the Great Experiment. That's been in the sell for 3 days. The weekly's still holding up. Here we are on Wednesday. Be interesting to see how they play. If this thing stays above the manifold going into Thursday and Friday, well, I guess it means that we're not going to see, anything different. It's going to be just another week. And then we go over to the South African Rand. You see the South African Rand's trapped in that little box thing going on. I think that's good, not bad. Many could look on that chart of the South African Rand and say, okay, it's reached a bottom. To me, that's just a plateau or a flag or a channel. So I'm looking at it and thinking that the next move, if they make some good political decisions now down in South Africa, you'll see this thing move down, and we'll get back down below the 17 area. There's no doubt in my mind, and I'll say that again, there is no doubt in my mind that this new government could be the best government they've had since Nelson Mandela before Nelson Mandela became president. He's the one that started to hurt the economy with the socialism, and we seem to be on the edge of a much more stable South Africa. The ANC originators have been kind of semi-removed now. They were all, just following in the footsteps of Nelson Mandela and the communism and socialism. And you can see what happens to the economy when that happens. It always turns into a fiasco and a disaster. So, kind of happy that the ANC has a coalition government now and is not the sole voice of economic policy and foreign policy and so forth, because it has really hurt the country over the years. I'm sure Nelson Mandela didn't mean to hurt it. He just wasn't understanding that communism and socialism is a very bad economic policy. So, unfortunately, most people don't understand the dilemma that South Africa went through. Well, as I think it was some type of crazy racist thing. And they made the Zulus, I guess, then temporary whites. It seems to be absurd out of it all. The Zulus always had a full vote like everybody else in South Africa. It was the illegal aliens that got half votes. After a while, the illegal aliens, forced a vote to get rid of the government in the end. So they wrecked their own community in the end. All right. From there, we go look at the metals complex. What South African Rand really represent, since they're the number one metals producer, gold and so forth. We'll take a look at gold this morning. There it is right there. They don't understand the politics. It's too bad. All right. Let's see. So gold, you can see, dipped down a little bit because that's the increase of interest rates. And we're just on the edge. We were flirting with the buy for a while there. And now it still is too. Look at it. The 0.13, 0.20, 0.7, -7, -13, -7, -7, -13, +13, +27, +33. So it's bouncing around. It's down. Gold's down about $5. All right, and it's at a plus 60.067. Now it's at a plus 7.07. That is plus 13. From there, we'll go over to the. Save that. There we are. Anything's possible between now and then. Let's take a look at the silver. There's the silver. Silver still plus. The high today is 29.21. We got our move up into the low 20s. We saw that coming back in here, but we didn't get the daily buy. It was very close that day. It was 0 on the plot 1. It was 0. I know it was 0.08 and then 0. So it actually went into the buy right there. That went into the buy, and then it couldn't get into the sell. So let's go check the exchange. I want to. Oh, okay, there we are. Let's see. Let's do this. All right, now if we go like this, let's see. So save chart as a ping. Save it as a. All right. And let's see if we can go like this. See if this does this. And that's not it. Let's see if we can do it this way. Okay. Go here. I'm answering a question to my son. Let's see if this will do it. There we go. And let's see. How do we do this? Share it with him. How do I do that? Technical analysis here. Let's see if that did it. Maybe it did do it. Let's see. All right, so from the December silver, which we were expecting to see the low 20s, I have to go check the exchange on that. Let me just go check this real quick. Let's check the silver. DAC. That's down. That's up. That's down. Yeah. Okay, so this went into the buy right here. Right there. That went into the buy right there. That's why I said we were going to get back up into the 20s. So let's do this. Remove that. And so that's the answer to that. And they're still lifting it up. You can see that. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. How do I do this? Share to Facebook. Let's see, who are we doing to? I'm trying to share this to my son. Create a post. Okay, so that did it right there. All right. All right. Screen share. All right, now from there, let's go over to copper. Let's see what copper's doing. Copper is the only one that's in a buy at the moment. There it is right there. You can see copper holding very stern and strong. You can see right there. We're also seeing that copper is climbing back into the weekly buy. There we are right there. Climbing back into the weekly buy. We'll see how that lasts throughout the day. That'd be interesting to see it make it through there. And it wouldn't surprise me if it did. It really wouldn't. And then from there, let's see. I wonder if I can do this. Okay. Let's do this instead. See if I can find the number. I'm trying to show something to my son as we do this webinar right now. Really trapped into a couple different montages here. He's redoing the coding. See, so. Oh, what did we do here? Retry. Right there, that's the things have changed and it's not working right. Let's see. I wonder if I can share this. Let's put it up over here again, show you the copper. And there's the copper there. Look at that strength. That is something. Just something there. Now let's go take a look at platinum. And there's the platinum. A little down, nothing major. Still trying to get into the weekly buy, which is pretty cool. There we are. Alrighty. There we are. From there, we'll jump over to the energy sector. See what's going on with the energy sector. And the answer to the energy sector is up on that screen. Let's put it up there. There's crude oil. You see crude oil dipped down to almost $65 yesterday. Took a good hit. They tried lifting it the day before, but there was no solid buying whatsoever. And there you go. Look at the stock market. It's back up over the number again. You know, they've gotten higher than where. So I guess that means the debate was good. Is that what that's supposed to mean? And so they don't care about the core inflation rate. All of a sudden, the core inflation rate means nothing over the last hour. That's what I was saying all along. It's going to climb back up over it. And there it is. Back over where we settled yesterday. We settled right here. The New York close was right there. Right here was the New York close. And we got back up to it right there. All in this webinar. I love that. That's why I love doing live webinars. Because I can say, oh, it's going to go back up. You know, we might see it, you know, by the time this webinar is over with or something of that nature. And next thing you know, it actually happens and it's live. And it's like, you know, somewhere today it's going to get back up over there. In this case here, it did it within a half hour of the news. 41 minutes later on the news, there it is, 35 minutes. I'm sorry, 35 minutes before the news, it got right back up there again. So that is that. Now let's go take a look at Brent. Brent. BR. We're just going to move it over to you too. No reason to wrestle with the thing. There's Brent right there. Brent's trying to bounce up also from yesterday. As you can see there, yesterday's low was 68.69. Today's low is 69.33, and we're trading back at the 70 area. Whereas West Texas, let's put West Texas back up there. Yeah, West Texas is off this. What was the low? The exact low was 65.27. Now today's high is 67.58. So it's over $2 off its low, just the same way Brent. Notice it didn't make a new low today. Same situation so far. Let's say so far, because it wouldn't surprise me if they try to go after the lows today. Just tells you that they don't believe that Miss Harris is going to be winning. And then from there we go over to nat gas. Oh no, let's do heating oil. Here's heating oil. You see a little bounce going on with the heating oil too. It challenged the low of yesterday of $2.05, and today's low is $2.05.76. So about a quarter of a cent more higher than yesterday. Still in those weekly sells. The pressure's still on. And then nat gas right there. You see nat gas trying to lift up. Pushed itself into the sell yesterday and trying to lift up today, but we're still not through the zero line. And you can see the weekly is trying to stay in that weekly buy. It was in the weekly sell there. We can remove that for the time being. Remove like that because it's pushing back up again. Then let's see, where do we go from there? That's nat gas. So that's pretty much the energy sector overall. All right. Traders, I'm still thinking about the metals in my mind, and I really feel comfortable with the idea of thinking that the coalition government down there might be doing some of the right things, and we might start to see some of that haircut disappear from the chaos that's been going on. So that is an important factor. Definitely an important factor. Let's see now. There we are. That's those. Let's go over to. Let's take a look at around the world and see what's going on with. Is that it? Not there. There it is right there. Let's show you. I'm going to leave. Let's shrink this one down like that. We're going to show you the U.S. market. We'll leave that halfway on the screen, like so. And we'll put that in there like that. And you'll be able to see. Let's just give you one chart. So, like that. There we are. See it hanging out over last night's close. Let's put this up over here. And let's take a look at. You know what I'll do is move this over just a little bit more like that. There we are. So you can see the numbers. Yeah. And then let's do this. Let's show you Tokyo this morning. See what Tokyo is doing. What did they do and what did they know? There is 225 right there. And that's Tokyo. Now, obviously, they thought things were going to be pretty good, I guess, in the currency, but you can see here on the stock market, still feeling a little pain. They're not obviously challenging the big unwind, so that's good. Then we go over to the Kospi, which seemed to be falling right into that situation. Right there. and it's still showing some weakness. And they are down to where the unwind was, so they must have had a lot of problems. In other words, with that unwind. In other words, they popped it up, and now it's totally failed, and they're right back where the unwind went. This is where Japan, after all those years, finally unwound that giant position of a $20 trillion swap. Then we go to there's the semiconductors. Taiwan. Taiwan. All semiconductor. When it comes to that, TAI, yeah, we got it right. Taiwan. Stock. Index. Yeah, they don't want to show it to us. Probably because it's Taiwan. So let's go take a look at the communist instead. Right there. Look, I just put a couple zeros in. It jumps right out. Isn't that amazing? You can see the favoritism that goes on there. And what have they been doing the last 3 months? Making, this was the unwind. Where was it at? The 9th, right? Right in here. This was the unwind. And look at how bad they fell from it. Even worse than the South Korean. They were at another, I don't know, 8 or 9 year low. And when we go and look at a 5-year chart, you can see they are starting to make some wild challenges. As a matter of fact, what is that? Is that an actual mark? Or is that just today? Yeah. 2765. And you can see here, there's the 2600 area. That's what we're watching for. 2675. So we've got basically 45 points to go. 46 points to go. Keeping an eye on that. Mrs. Yellen, I believe, will be bailing them out sooner or later. That's for sure. Here you go. Now we got it. There it is. There's the Taiwan weighted index. Right there. You see it's rolled over too, but it's not taking out this the same way the South Koreans and the Chinese are doing, the communist Chinese. And then from there we go to the Singapore Straits Times. There's the Singapore Straits Times. They're doing the opposite. They got knocked down, but they're considered very sophisticated and smart. Very free economy. Small, but still very free, so it's very strong. And so you can see they've taken out the highs. This thing's still climbing pretty good. I mean, you're going from 3,200 up to 3,500. That's pretty good. And then we go over to there's Jakarta. And they're doing the same thing. They're climbing after the unwind. They're showing a lot of strength. It's an oil-rich nation. Pretty, I forget that. I think it might be the largest Muslim population in South Pacific. Just very positive. Just very positive. Look at their stock indice. Doing fine. And then let's see if we can do this. The Nifty 50. Jakarta. Let's go like this. NEI. Don't see it jumping out. Let's see, world markets. Maybe that'll do it. World indices. Don't see it there. And last we saw it was at 2,500, which is pretty cool. Let's shoot over to... Don't know why they're hiding it, but they are hiding it. It's always funny. They look like they're overtaking China. So anything that doesn't show China in a good light are in the U.S. The organizations that are controlled by the leftists just erase stuff, like the way it was hard to find the Taiwan indice. So let's go over to the Saudi. See what that looks like. And that is 2. There, where's it? Right. 2. There it is, right there. And obviously, with the way Brent is falling down, and hey, Robin, the chart. Look at the chart this morning. It's a little off. He's fixing it. The downloads of the futures are fine. It's the stocks that are not looking right now. So you can check that out on the quant charts. And you can see they're going after, Saudi Arabia is heading back down to that unwind situation too. But this is more influenced by the price of oil, so that makes sense to me. And then, where is it at? There it is, world indices. Let's put up the Tel Aviv right there. You see it's off a little bit, made new highs from the unwind, and just having a little pressure here the last 5 days, no doubt about it. Especially when they killed the hostages, that was really tough. Oh, you think so? Cool. Excellent. 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 All right, then from there, let's shoot over to, let's see, world markets. What else can we see on the world market situation? There it is right there. What is this? Is that a... Let's see what that is. San Diego. Nice. Let's see what stock indice that is. They don't have a lot of history on that. That's really odd. Okay. Let's go back and see what else is going on. As you can see, the stock market keeps on rising. So obviously they're happy about the debate. There's no doubt about that. All right, let's go take a look at the European stock indices at this point. Here is the, see, I think the Stokes, is the Stokes on here? Here's the DAX right there. Made new highs after the unwind and backing off just like the way the Tel Aviv one is, just like the U.S. market is. And then let's go take a look at the CAC 40 out of Paris right there. Same situation. Yep, they're all backing off a little bit there. And then let's take a look at the FTSE right there. You can see that same action. They're backing off a little bit. There it is. A little bit harsher, actually. Ever since the unwind. FTSE's taking it harder. Now let's take a look at one of the U.S. stock indexes to compare. Like there's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Yeah, same thing, same type of pressure going on. Climbed up after the unwind right there. and then it's backed off for like the last week or so. Let's see, S&P 500. See if we can find the S&P 500 on this thing. It's around here somewhere. Interesting. I don't see it on here. Or is it at the very top? I guess that's the S&P 500 right there. It's the cash. I say same situation, same weakness. And let's see, the last we'll look at will be, I know that they've beaten up the Russell. Let's see. Right there. There's the NASDAQ right there. Same situation, even further. Look at that. That's even felt more pain. You know, they've been taking a lot of profits in those tech stocks. All right, traders, we're out of here. And here's the title for today. Let's give you a title for today. And tomorrow I should be back up. The phone did arrive today. I got to get it connected now. Title today is Debate let's see. Ta-da. Let's go like this, period. And then we can do this. Go like that. There we are. And hit send. Core CPI shows hot. That's the title today. We'll go like that. There we go. All right, traders, this is Doc saying happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Ta-ta for now.